Please be reminded that the Prince George's County Public School administrative procedures regarding appropriate use of technology, social media, and email continue to apply to our online instruction. In addition, this session may not be recorded without the instructor's consent. The description of the applicable procedures is provided online in the Students' Right Responsibility Handbook. Thank you for your cooperation. This is sent on behalf of Charles Herbert Flowers High School Administration. Well, good morning. It's another beautiful day here in Prince George's County. Have you had your cup of coffee yet today? You haven't? Well, you're going to need some today for this art project. It's a beautiful thing to start your day with art, to espresso yourself. Well, today, guys, we're going to be combining mask making with coffee paintings. All right, so that is my little introduction for today. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been all dressed up, really fancy, and when you put on your little outfit, it says, oh, I feel extra special. I've got my best duds on, my best tennis shoes, and I'm going out on the town and I'm feeling good. You ever feel like that? Well, I tell you what, in a lot of the African tribes, the individuals, they create masks, and these masks have a lot of different meaning. And in that meaning, they really do believe that it takes over them spiritually. So whatever the image is that they put in their mask, they celebrate in the form of that mask, and they transition themselves from whom they are. So like if they were a meek little boring person, then when they put on their fabulous mask, then all of a sudden they think that they are this amazing spirit. They become possessed. They walk different. They look different. Well, of course they look different because they have a mask on. But all of these things have different meaning. So today, the materials that you're going to need with your mask making is you're definitely going to need some glue. You're going to need some coffee. You're going to need some scissors. You're going to need a paintbrush this time. If you have markers, it will be great. If you don't, whatever colors you have will be fine, but markers will be best in this one. You're going to need some water, all right, as you're working with your coffee. The coffee is going to give you your pigment. Now, you may say, well, I don't have any coffee. Well, if your parent is one that has a Keurig container, you can tear the Keurig container open and dump the coffee out into a paper towel and heat it up in the microwave just to get it nice and hot. So you just open up your Keurig container and you dump the coffee into your paper towel and then close it up, and then you'll use it later on in a blotter. But for now, we'll get back to this later, but for now, you know, there are different types of coffees that you can use, whatever kind you can get your hand on. And if you have one like I have, this is the best kind. This is in a little package. And I'm going to drop this in some hot water, and then I will use this later on when it's time to paint with. It already comes in. That's why this one, you're making your own filter. This one is already in an enclosed filter. Okay, so we're going to put all of these goodies to the side, getting it out of our way for now. And we've gone through all the materials that you'll need for this assignment. So let's talk about what we're making. The first thing we need to do is get a head shape. And because we want this to be kind of a three-dimensional type of mask, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our paper and fold it in half. This is just regular computer paper, and I folded it in half. Now, in this corner, I just want you to mark it before you draw it. I want you to mark it a 2-inch cut into the paper. Now going around the rest of it, you can draw what you're going to cut. You can go with any kind of simple shape as long as you stay near the edge. Staying near the edge, and then when you get to the bottom, you want to go in and kind of circle it around. Now that's my little free form. Now I'm going to cut it out. It's really important though that you get that 2-inch dip in here. Alright, we're going to put this in the scrap pile because we might cut away something from it later on. And this is going to be my shape of my mask. Okay? Now the first thing I want us to do is we're going to draw 4 lines on the right side. So I want to start here, and I'm just going to follow the contour lines here. And this is line 1. I'm just following the shape that I cut out. And I'm going to space down just a bit for line 2. And then line 3, I want to get a little closer. And this is going to create some headdress texture. Okay. Now, what I want you to do, I want you to come up with a pattern. And let me grab this. You have to follow this part exactly. So the pattern is going to be, this part is going to be a curve. Alright? So you're going to go around this first section with a curved line. And make sure it's a curved line, not straight. Might take a little time. And then after you get this whole thing done, you want to come to this one and you want to go straight. And then you want to curve it the opposite way. All of it being connected. And actually I knew this. I needed one more line. Sorry about that, guys. You're going to need 4 lines. And that one's kind of close in. And it kind of tapers into. Alright, and then this one goes the opposite way. Alright, so you go the curve to the left, straight, curve to the right, curve to the left. Alright, and eventually that's going to create this really dynamic texture on the side of your head as you go around. And you're going to do that all the way around. Straight, curve, curve. Straight, curve, curve. Straight, curve. Oops, I curved it the wrong way. Curve and then curve. Let's get rid of that wrong line there. Okay, straight, curve, curve. And you're going to go all the way around with that. Okay? Now if you have a black Sharpie, you can definitely darken these lines, or if you want to keep those lines dark with your pencil or ink pen, that works as well. Alright, and once you get all of this done, we're going to decide what type of noses and mouths we're going to draw. So you have some choices here. You can work with a triangular nose, a more traditional nose, a cowboy hat nose, or a triangular nose with nostrils. For your mouth, if you're going with a triangular base, you can stick with triangles. You can go with the ovals with a triangle on top of it. You can go with an oval with a zigzag inside, a rectangle with a zigzag, or just something very simple that traditionally looks like two lips. Going on to the eyes, you can cut circles in a circle. All the eyes should have an inner eyeball, 2 sections. You can come up with a traditional eye shape. You can come up with a diamond shape with a diamond in it, or a rectangle with a rectangle in it. And then for the facial markings, you have all different types of markings that you can come up with to put on the outside of the face. Okay, so basically what I have done here was I came up with some different shapes, and I need to cut them out. Now here's the thing. When you decide what type of nose you're going to do, you only have to do half of it, because if you fold your paper, you can draw 1/2 on the fold, drawing 1/2 on the fold, cutting it out, and then you'll have a symmetrical shape. So I'm going to cut that out on the fold. I drew half of it. I'm going to do the same thing for the mouth. Alright, when I open it up, we have a nice symmetrical nose that I can use on my mask. So I'm going to put that down so I don't lose it. Same thing for the mouth. It's one piece, so I want to draw a nice wide mouth. And I like the simple. I'm just going to go with the simple mouth. Cut it out. Of course, keep in mind, any of these cuts are your own. There's no right or wrong. Alright, now here's my mouth. I have my nose, and my mouth, and my eyes. Now for my eyes, I need to just double my paper, okay, so that I can do 2 cuts at once. I don't cut it on the fold. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to cut 2 eyeballs, traditional cut. Alright, and I have 2. And I need eyeballs. I need 2 of them the same size, so my paper's folded and I'm cutting 2 out at the same time. So I need a nice round eyeball is what I'm choosing to do. I could have done a rectangle. Maybe I should. Let's see. If I did a rectangle eye, then that means that I have to have a rectangle inside of it. Right? Yes. So I can have that kind of eye. With a rectangular eyeball. Or I can have, I thought I cut out some, oh here we go. Or I can have traditional eyes with circle balls in it. Okay? Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to get our markers and we want to fix those eyes, because what we don't want to do is lose them. So, I want to get my little eyeballs and make the inside of it black. He's a little hard to hold on to. Okay, and then around it, I want, I really hold on to it.
around it. I want to make it brown for brown eyes. You can make your eyes whatever color you want. Make sure you're doing this on top of a piece of paper so you don't color up your parents' furniture. All right. So there we have it. Now, masks typically are very colorful. So the whites of the eyes are not going to be white. I can make the whites of the eyes, I'm going to stick with yellow. So then this piece, I would just make it yellow. All right. Now the fun part about this project is you want it to stick up. So when I get ready to glue this together, I'm only putting glue on the bottom half. I do not want to glue down the top part of the eyeball. I want to bend it up so that it looks like it's 3D. Just want to bend it up, okay? Same thing for these. When you get that background done, and it's time to attach the eyeball, just want you to kind of fold it in half and only glue down the bottom part so that it just kind of sits up and looks at you. Oops, there we go. Okay, we'll get that done. Now you want to go ahead and cross hatch the nose, and I would recommend cross hatching it brown because the complexion is going to be brown, but it's still up to you what you want to do. It's your piece, your colors that you want to make. Okay. And then you can fix the mouth, whatever colors you want the mouth to be. And let's just give it some blue lips. Go around the outside of it. Okay, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this demonstration because you all need to figure it out, the color-wise, what colors you're going to do. Okay, so I'm going to put all of these little pieces in a safe place because when it's time for me to glue it together, the main thing is that my eyeballs are sticking up. I'm going to glue my nose halfway down so it sticks up, and I'm going to glue my mouth halfway down. All of this is going to be done, and then on the other side you can choose to do what you want. This part is mandatory, this part you're choosing. Take a good look. Alright, so now it's time to take care of our complexion. Now it's time for us to begin painting with our coffee. So I was playing around with this earlier today and I made some nice dirty coffee water, but I didn't like how it was coming out. If you can see that it wasn't as dark as I wanted it to be, and I didn't like the texture. So I says, okay, we're gonna try something different. So what I ended up doing was I took the little pouch. Remember the pouch I showed you earlier? Well, I guess I can pull it out. I had this little pouch and I put it in just a little bit of hot water so that the color of the coffee can be released. And I took my mask, and you know this is the one that we've been working on. Actually, I'll just grab this one. Wring it out a little bit. And it's kind of like sponge painting. So what I want you to do is just dab, 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 dab all over. Okay, and you're gonna coat that entire piece of paper that you cut. And you're going to get all that beautiful texture. All right, now that you have finished adding the color to your mask, after it's dry, one of the last things that you're going to do is put the facial markings on your mask, and you can choose whatever kind of markings you want. There's so many different kinds. You can even look online to see what different types of facial masks they have. Here's a mask that I did years ago, and it's mostly geometric shapes on it, but you can see how the geometric shapes are used as it goes around the eyes. You have rectangles and trapezoids and such around it. Lots of different facial markings. Once you're completely done, you're going to take your paper, and where that V is cut in there, you're going to pull it together, and you can tape it, staple it, glue it, or whatever, and that pushes the mask out. Okay? So you can see how it comes to a point and it pushes it out and creates a three-dimensional piece. And that's how I was able to kind of hold it with the bottom piece that you created. See this little bottom tab here? You can hold it with that and hold it in front of your face like this. Now, obviously some people like to have holes put in the eyes so that they can see out of their mask if they're generally going to wear it. But we're not wearing these. It's just an art project. And it's kind of funny looking. Alright guys, so get your facial markings on there, make it unique to yourself. You can use any kind of materials you want. The main thing that is a have to is this cord pattern on this side, and your pieces do have to fold up so that they protrude out, and you do have to have the coffee base. Now if you don't have coffee, you can always use a tea bag. So I have a tea bag in here. Try it with tea, and if you don't have tea, you can also use juice. Try it with juice. So like if you had grape juice or something, you can use your paper towel and then dab it on your paper. So it's different ways to get color from things that exist in your house, but this was just one project I thought was kind of fun. So guys, I'm gonna see you next time.